The Beach FM Business Lunch Show, brought to you by PlaceMakers Kapiti Horowhenua. Together we're building New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Business Lunch Show on Beach FM 106.3 with Damian on your Thursday afternoon. And let's talk hot sauce now. It's not really something I can handle. I always try, but I just can't handle it. So let's talk to one that has started in Paekakariki from Apostle Hot Sauce. It's Matt Watkins. G'day, Matt.
Hello, that's me. You can't handle hot sauce?
I can't, mate. I try. I've tried for years. It's just my palate is so sensitive.
I'll send you some. I'll send you some of ours. It's pretty different to probably what you've had in the past. I can imagine, which is how we wanted to make ours.
Oh, brilliant! Well, So, I mean, tell us a bit about yourself, Matt. How long you been around? Where did you come from, and what started Apostle Hot Sauce?
Well, we started legally in December because I was basically I've been making hot sauces and fermentations and baking and done a whole bunch of that sort of stuff for years and years, but we didn't really. I never ever saw myself as owning a business ever, and my partner Lydia was the same sort of thing, but she's always got some sort of strange idea that she wants to go try to develop into something amazing, but that wasn't really me. But we used to live in town, and I used to make hot sauces there quite a bit and just give them out to the neighbours, and then we moved up to Kapiti, which was a really good choice for us given what we're into and our sort of lifestyle choices, and we love it up here. But I'm really quite a neighbourly person. I always got to know everyone around us. So she said, look, they do a monthly market here. Why don't you just figure out something that you can make, maybe your hot sauces, and sell it at the market, and we can get to know the people up at the local market. So that's what we did, and it's just sort of developed and grown, and people responded really nicely and gave us lots of support and feedback. And we sort of decided last year, maybe around March, that we were going to try to make a big effort into making it a real thing. And so here we are. So what started as a hobby is now life. But what were you doing before then? What was your profession? Well, I've done a ton of different jobs. I've always sort of tried things that have interested me. So what did I do? I've done music and filmmaking, and I've done sort of advertising. I was in recruitment for a while as well, hiring people. I was in, and then I basically, every time I was doing something like that, where I tried to do something professionally and give it a really good go, I was always doing hospitality in between to try to sort of support myself a bit more. So a few years back, I was just like, look, this professional stuff that I'm trying, I can't handle it. It's not me. Yep. I really love that customer-facing element. I love making something and developing something and going out and talking to people and giving people something tactile or something they can hold or taste or look at or do something. So, so I ended up just running managing a small team at a burger place in Wellington. But the entire time, my sort of interest and my focus was on making this hot sauce and trying to get something cool out of that. And we managed to get there. I managed to quit my job just before lockdown, which was, I don't know, you could see that as being kind of short-sighted, but I don't think anyone really saw it getting that bad. But we've managed to bounce back okay, and we're sort of getting on the right track now, which is gives me a lot more hope.
Outstanding. Hey, tell us about those first steps of taking your hobby, your little love, to becoming a business. Who did you reach out to? Were there people that helped you along the way? What kind of processes were in place for you?
It's honestly the most difficult thing I think we've ever done, just trying to get started. We reached out to a few different people for maybe some sort of mentorship, or we reached out to some other local brands just for simple stuff. For example, Six Barrel Soda have really cool labels that we love, and we love that they are they're paper, they're not plastic as well, which is something that we wanted to do. So we reached out and sort of asked them, hey, where do you guys get your labels from? And they helped us out with that. And but a lot of the stuff is just research, and it's so boring. And if you're not into it, it's like pretty soul crushing. Like you browse through 50 different pages on the MPI website trying to understand where you're even supposed to start. And none of it's particularly helpful. And so you're just trying to ask people that you don't really know and they don't really know as well. And it's just a huge pain. So that's why it actually took so long, because I'd been reading up about what to do since like last year, maybe like Feb, March. And we only managed to just get everything in order to get ready by mid-November. So I would say there's not really enough stuff out there. There's no one to really be able to be like, this is exactly what you need to do. You sort of have to do a lot of homework and a lot of reaching out to other businesses and hoping that they're nice and they get back to you and they help point you in the right direction.
Yeah. What were some of those early learnings becoming a business owner?
Well, just even simple stuff like if you want to make a food business in New Zealand, it's actually really, really difficult. Like they don't, you're essentially held, we're small. It's just me and Lydia out here in a small kitchen in Paekakariki, but we're held to the same food standards as like Heinz Waddies, like $1 billion company. So you've really got to research a lot of stuff and make sure that you can do something effectively, get it up to those standards, but also manage to do it in a way that's actually affordable for you to do it as well. Because, I mean, like we had no capital to start with. I mean, I was working a job only just above minimum wage. Lydia had just finished studying design and she was looking for a job about the time that we started everything. So we didn't have a lot of money to just go throwing around at these people that could, I don't know, be advisors or anything like that. We had to do a lot of it on our own. So we had to do a lot of that research and just trying to get everything sorted goes back to us. And the laws around food vary hugely depending on what you're actually producing as well. So a guy actually contacted us just the other day and was mentioning, I want to do start a company maybe selling mayonnaise, like artisanal mayonnaise. And it's great because it's a good idea. It's delicious what he makes. And there's nothing like that available at the moment. So I was trying to help him, but just even that product on its own, mayonnaise, it's got animal products in it and it needs to be refrigerated. That puts him in a completely different category to us as a shelf-stable product. So I can only help him so much, and then the rest of it has got to be all him doing the research as to what he needs to do.
Yeah, you can only know what you know. Hey, tell us about the name. Where did that come from?
So my name is Mathew Watkins, but my middle name is Bartholomew. So Mathew Bartholomew are two very Christian names.
Very.
So I've always had a huge fascination with Christian iconography and the different apostles because of that, because those are two apostles. My family's filled with Christian names as well. I've got Uncle Philip, Uncle John, Uncle Peter. I've got all of these different people in my family that have these names. So when I was younger, I always used to read up about them and figure out exactly what they did. So I always thought, when we were designing this, I thought, what's a cool way that we can inspire people to want to have a product outside of just having the product? And so I thought, well, we love this element and we can do it a lot of justice by including some of the different things about the legends behind a lot of these different saints.
Yeah.
And so we can incorporate them and do them some justice, and that's like a cool sort of almost collectible type of thing that we can introduce into what we do.
Fantastic. And that explains the names of your little bottles there. St. John, St. Peter.
Yeah, so we've got so another thing, like people don't really because I mean Christianity is such a massive part of our culture, whether or not a lot of people know it or not, but it is, and there's like so many things that people don't really actually know about Christian iconography and the lore behind these things. So we try to just like sprinkle a little bit of this knowledge in with our branding as well. Yeah. Like for example, John, which is our mango flavored one, he was the youngest of the apostles, and there's not a huge amount written about all of them, but you know, we take little tidbits. So he was the youngest one. He was one that didn't have a beard. You've got Peter, who is typically referenced as to holding keys and entering the gateway of heaven. So we decided, what if we swap those keys out for some spoons? and we make our gateway out of the kawakawa leaves. And then Philip is actually a patron saint of bread as well, which is hugely important in all cultures. So we've got him baking a loaf of bread. So we're just trying to like include these little details that people who either are Christian or love that iconography will be able to recognize certain elements of our brands and know that we actually do take these things pretty seriously, and we want to actually represent them in a good way.
Very cool. Hey, you mentioned a new business, quitting your job before lockdown. How has COVID treated you guys? How have you guys got through this, and what's on the horizon?
It was pretty scary when it happened, because I was kind of aware something was going to happen, but nobody really knew the severity of it. We had lots of things planned, lots of events. We were going to be traveling around the country. We were going to be going up to Napier, and we had a event there with one of our awesome stockists, Chantal's, and we had another one that we were going to be going to in Auckland, and then we were looking at maybe traveling around again and either introducing ourselves to some people who are already stocking us, or maybe meeting some new people. And we had some events planned. Wellington on a Plate's coming up as well, so people wanted to use our sauces in their burgers, and then all of a sudden everything was just gone. Nothing was there anymore. So we sort of had to, and no one was buying our product, like none of our stockists, because they were all closed. So we thought, this is kind of scary. What do we do? Luckily, we had actually like a decent amount of stock left over. So we decided, okay, we're still able to, we're not able to really produce at the moment, but we are still able to sell online from a distance and get them shipped out to customers. So we just tried to adapt as best we could. So we thought, everyone's struggling a bit with money at the moment. What can we do? We make shipping free for people. And so we were getting a decent number of sales through there, which just helped us pay a lot of the bills that we had. Because really it's, if you're producing a product, you know that you need to buy in bulk to be able to actually cut costs. So we had a lot of these really big bills coming in, and we didn't really have the money to pay them off. So we were just managed to sort of cover a lot of those costs through online sales, which was super helpful. And that was really great because we try to be as engaged as we can with people on our social media or people in the community. And they've been really great supporting us and just placing orders and sending us little messages saying like, hey, hope you guys are doing okay. Thought we'd place an order for us and some other people. And then once things started to sort of stabilize a little bit and level 3 got announced, we were contacted by a few other people, other stockists that we hadn't met before. And a really huge thanks to the people at People's Coffee. They decided they were going to turn their little shops, one on Luke's Lane, the other one on Adelaide, into like little local food suppliers. So we got stocked in there, and that's been really helpful for us. We managed to sell a lot of products through there and also keep up some engagement with communities that we didn't really have access to before. And then now that we're sort of entering out of that, we've managed to get into more Wilsons, which is a huge milestone for us, which we're really proud of. And we're just sort of trying to develop a little bit more and give back however we can in terms of just like at least content, like cool recipes, and this is what we're up to at the moment. And giving back to some of our stockists as well by the way of like posting on social media and just say, hey, this stockist is really great. They've always been really nice to us. They've got a team that's had a hard time maybe through the lockdown. So head over to there and you can check out our product, but they've got amazing other products in store and that sort of thing. So everything's still a bit up in the air, but we're just sort of going with the flow and trying to do whatever we can to make everything work.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out to go with the flow and share the story, mate. Lastly, where can people find you? How can they get in touch?
So people can always get in touch with us through our website is probably the easiest way, which is apostlehotsauce.co.nz. But you can always reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook as well if you just search us through there. And we've also got on our website a list of our stockists as well. So you can always buy through our website if you're perhaps in an area that you won't be able to get into town or get to a place that you can find it. But if you can find us through some of our stockists, it'll be hugely beneficial to those small businesses as well, trying to get by at the moment too.
Awesome stuff, Matthew. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the Business Lunch Show to talk Apostle hot sauce. Go well, my friend, and yes, I will try and handle the palate sometime soon.
Oh, you'll be able to do it. Don't worry.